Already sponsored by Stanley.
Okay.
Yeah, sponsored by Stanley Cups brand. Yeah, I love Stanley's, man. I've had my ice in here freaking 7 days ago. It's just still got ice cubes.
Do you know one of their biggest accident? What do you call it? So they had something go viral that was like really negative, actually.
Ooh, really?
But it was good for their brand. This woman, I think her car caught fire. She got out, but her car, like the picture, her car was like toast. It was like burnt.
Yeah.
The only thing that lasted was her Stanley Cup.
That's so funny.
And they got reported like that. So then they took that and then they gave her like, maybe she got like a lifetime supply of Stanleys. And
that's
like
so funny.
They grabbed it and turned it into a marketing opportunity. I was like, that was so smart.
That is smart.
It shows they got quality product. It lasted through like, I'm talking about her car looked like, you know, it was done.
Yeah. It's funny how these things come and go. My Sherry bought me this, and she was like, you know, like, oh, I got you a Stanley thing, and I think what was the one before this? The brand before this that everybody was buying, bro. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? Arctic, maybe,
but it was another one too.
No,
They had like the you can hold the tops like this.
Yeah,
with the little ring. Canteen.
Nalgene. Canteen?
Canteen?
I don't know. Yeah.
K with a K. Wasn't it like Canteen?
Honestly, I don't. But you get
like that.
There's always a brand that's like this that matters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
For sure.
It's so funny.
Stanley's been holding it down for a while though. Like, I don't think a lot of brands have. I don't know a new brand that's came along. Stanley seems like my wife's she's invested a lot of money into y'all company, so hopefully we can do
Stanley.
We can hang out with y'all because shit.
Yet he's using plastic because he doesn't care about our world. He doesn't care about our children. So go ahead and ruin our planet. Plastic, man.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're gonna? Did you see that they're gonna do a Captain Planet?
It's coming back.
Movie, yeah, no movie.
Okay,
they're doing a Captain.
Is it is it animated?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Or is it like?
I should have been more.
What did you call it? Real life?
Live action.
Live action, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a live action.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be. I think they had like a casting or something. Yeah, so that'd be kind of. I would definitely watch it
for sure.
Live action Captain Planet
for sure. Hell yeah, I will watch that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that cartoon much.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. He's gonna take pollution down to zero. He's the something. Man, that song, I used to love that. And then he'd be like, water, wind, fire, and our powers combine. We create Captain Planet.
You just skipped the black dude, bro.
It was the black dude.
Man, Earth. Earth.
Wind. Oh, yeah. Okay. My bad, bro. He was black. I don't even remember the races.
I think he was like African.
I think that show,
fire, wind.
That show was from another country.
Really?
Some of our best shows from kids weren't from here.
Yeah.
That we liked. I forgot. I want to say Canada made that show.
Really? That would make sense. It doesn't seem like an American.
No,
it doesn't seem like an American show.
Superhero. The
American idea though to make it into a product
for sure.
Yeah,
and bring it here and blow it up.
But the principles, no, that's definitely not.
Yeah, they're like, nah, that was cool, but look, this is what we should do with this guy. Throw him in some underwear. Put a cape on him.
Put some muscles on him. Yeah. Put a six pack on him.
He probably was just like a regular or something. He wore like
a citizen. He's probably just a regular average citizen.
Some cargo shorts and some hiking boots.
Make him metal, and that he can fly.
Yeah, and then give him a crew that like makes him come alive. Like, all right, this is a. Wait, is this the one? This is a dad video. I was watching this and laughing because if you, all the dads out there, and hope we'll put it up, but like all these moments happen, especially when your kids are young, and you be wondering when you see these videos, like how do kids not die when they're young? But they just so resilient to shit they be doing to each other, and sometimes older. This all wasn't kids, but a lot of it was. They demolished her.
Oh fuck!
Got him. We got him right on his head.
That's so funny.
Kids be
That's
fucking each
crazy,
other up, bro. Whack.
Oh my goodness.
But he's seen it coming, bro. You gotta move. He ran too. Bro. To the baby. Hey man,
That's funny,
bro. Dad life, like when you got toddlers,
That's so funny.
bro. They be taking each other out. That shit was crazy, bro. Imagine it, because if you look at that, what if adults did that shit to each other, bro?
Oh man,
Bro, fuck around and get a leg drop from your friend. You know what I mean? Or get hit in the head with like a bat they were swinging. Oh my god.
I mean, jackass, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. But they
Yeah.
were just living. That was just every day.
Yeah. We definitely had a group like that in school. I feel like everybody had a group like that in high school.
Of dudes who just did crazy shit.
Do you have anybody like that? Well, just everybody that had a certain. I feel like you had their
What
right.
crazy shit meant.
I think you had to have the right demographics as well,
Yeah, we had they were skaters.
because that jackass was that's a cultural
Yeah.
thing.
And all of them were skaters too.
Yeah.
So these dudes were skaters. And that's
Yeah.
they wouldn't do that stuff at school. I would imagine they probably have done a lot of that shit, but at school it was the shit they would try to do with skating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, it didn't take much with black dudes, like a group of black dudes. You'd be like, bro, you about to do what? Like
Yeah.
the ramp is like that. You about to take that off the ramp. I ain't doing that shit. Let me see. You gonna bust your ass. Watch. Go ahead. Like, you know what I mean? Like no risk in that way most of the times. Like, you know, so when you hear people kind of like
That's
back
so
used to
funny.
like protest about there's no black skaters. Like, guys, some stuff isn't about like racism. I don't think the skating world gives a fuck if there's black skaters or not. I think we don't want to fucking skate.
Yeah.
Like that shit Tony Hawk be doing, like what? Like
Now.
Huh?
Now.
Yeah, now it's a lot of black skaters now. But it took time. They had
took
to
a lot
grow
of
up in
time,
a
yeah.
different neighborhood.
Yeah.
They had to grow up around different friends. But coming from, you know, our parents' generations out yet, like, nah, you just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was enough risk and shit going on. You just, I don't know, you just didn't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't the way.
Also takes longer for whimsy to that is
Yeah.
though, I will say though, it's where it's maybe from the sport it's not, but the commercialization of the sport, how things get commercialized are definitely race driven.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
It was like this California, like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they had to start living, and they had to get brought to our culture. Like, Lil Wayne, you know, really brought it to the culture. Guys like him.
Yeah. It's
who else?
because they didn't market it to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have marketed it to us just the same.
Yeah. Lupe Fiasco. Shout out to Lupe. Chi-Town. Kick Push. Kids, look it up if you don't know about it. Kick Push. Coast. And the way we roll. I had a question.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself? Well, let me cue it up with. Let me cue it up with why I'm asking this.
Go.
Out of all those posts, it's not coming up, bro. Seriously. All right. I'm gonna find it, buddy. I should have saved it earlier. That's on me. There we go. Oh, now that we ain't got no sound.
A strict dad. But
Did you hear him?
because the world is harsh. Yeah.
All right, start it over.
You know, I think when parents say things,
All right, let's find one where he might start earlier. This one.
oh, I'm strict about it. I don't play. I'm a strict dad. But because the world is harsh. Yeah. You know, I think when parents say things like, oh, I never want my kids to struggle the way that I did. Well, you have to understand the way your struggle produced you being a hardworking, critical thinking individual. And when you don't allow your kids to have guided struggle, they don't develop the coping skills. They don't have the courage. They can't deal with challenges. And it oftentimes doesn't end so well. No.
So would you categorize yourself? I think that was great, by the way. But would you categorize yourself as a strict dad or a more passive dad or more? I would say like updated millennial 2024 dad.
What do you mean by strict? Because like there's so many people
It's a very subjective word, honestly.
Yeah, because I think where you focus, I think where people put their focus on it could mean something different.
Yeah,
because like I would say I'm very strict, but with some things I'm very loose with other things. I think it's just what's, you know what I mean, in the framework. But I'd say like with a lot of social things, I'm fairly.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Let's break it down to categories. So like safety, where would you rate yourself? Strict being a 10 and 1 being less strict when
10.
it comes to your kid. 10 on safety. Okay,
I'm safe. Yeah,
super safe dad. Okay, what about education?
And 10 being like most traditional,
and like
1
strict.
being most non-traditional.
Yeah, and like you're gonna have to be studied like every day, like no screens on school days. Like,
I would say, okay, so here's where I'm gonna say I'm a 5, but not because I'm unequal. This is for something like education. I'm strict in my frameworks, but very loose in like what you value. So if you don't want to, like, if you don't care about science, I don't give up. Okay, cool. But like, it does not mean you're going to spend Monday not doing anything. Here is our framework. So we have frameworks every day, like their education. But what you do in it, that's not for me. Like, you know what I mean? But like, so strict in my frameworks, but pretty loose in what you want to explore.
all right. What about socially? Like the friend groups they choose. Do you jump in and have input? Like, as they date, as things happen socially, how are you? Cell phone use?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a changing one. Like as I grow,
that one evolves. All of these probably will. Honestly, most of them will. But as of right now,
but like, I feel like the other ones, I feel like things can apply for a really long time. But this one is different. I'd say. Man, this is good. Okay, because I don't think I'm strict.
okay.
But I'm so suspicious. You know what I mean?
And like,
I don't trust anybody.
And like judgy. He's a little shifty.
Yeah, like
his eyes.
Cole's here again. Interesting. interesting, buddy. Hey babe, 2 weeks in a row and Jimmy's here again.
Oh, I'm like that too.
So I'm very suspicious.
Me too.
I would say strict. Like, I'm loose with their individual social behavior. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you do whatever you want.
Sure. But
like,
other people add things.
Yeah, exactly. But your network, I'm strict. Network, I'm strict. Individual, loose. Network, I'm strict. I'm very. Who is that? What? Their parents? What? Yeah, I'm very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think the last one I can think of is nutrition. Like, what do they like? The things they eat. That's a big one as a parent. Parents judge each other on that shit. Like, see, you're letting them eat McDonald's. My kids only eat fresh bento boxes.
Yeah,
a little bit of grapes, crackers, some cheese.
Yeah. Admittedly, I don't have a healthy relationship with my own. I could say my own personal health, because it's always been like performance driven health. You know what I mean?
So do you have like opinions on like how much sugar they get?
I have too many opinions. Like, my whole goal is to try to like exercise my opinions out of their health life. I have way too many
just
opinions.
By showing them, if you do have one, just like if you start, are you trying to shift to where you're doing the things you want them to do and eating the way you want them?
No,
to do?
I do. That's the thing is like, so like if here it is. Watch it. Do you make like protein shakes for your kids or something, or like shakes and shit?
No.
All right. So
I don't.
See, so like if I'm, this is literally
don't make them for themselves.
Yeah.
Like smoothies.
So the thing, like Eli, they'll want to, but I'm very much like, here's how much protein to put in your shake. And then I also have like, their like vegetable scoop that goes in there. I have like everything is like measured. Like if I make, like I was doing, bro, like down to the calorie, 100%. Like even when I do, like I had to be moved off of their meal plans, bro. Like when I was making them, like during this last summer, I was doing all of their meals because I was like, all right, I had to get control of this. But like, I had it down to the gram. Every meal that I served, I tell Sherry, hey, it's 2.6 calories per gram. This is how many calories they need, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is 1.7 calories per gram for the, like, I had it down every single time. Like, that was, because that's how important nutrition.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro, that's.
like they trainer.
And that's what I was like, you know what? I need to separate myself from that, because it's not that
it's
yeah
important.
But it's better to have a good framework for like healthy eating, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's better to teach them so they can like sustain it as they become adults and shit, but still it's important.
So now so now it's just serving size. I just have them look at the serving size and just that's my big thing. Like, hey, look at the serving size and try to balance your macro. So I do have them look at fats, carbs, and proteins, especially like for both of them, because he's very protein driven, or he's very protein driven. She's very carb driven, but she's high energy, high movement. He's not. Yeah. So I encourage him, like, bro, like if you're feeling hungry, you need to have more protein. Like, look for. I'm not gonna discourage your looking for calories, but I'm gonna try to give you like what to look for. Just whatever you're looking for, you want your protein to try to have 2 times as much whatever your protein is versus whatever carbs you have. You have at least that, like that's what you're looking for. Yeah. And then, because then too, it's like I'm trying to teach him like the value of the calorie too. Like if you look at it, you can eat a lot more volume, so you get a lot more money depending on the food. And so like try to give them stuff like that versus like literally picking and planning and making everything.
Yeah, for sure. Because they'll just revolt from it. Basically, when they're able to choose for themselves, they won't understand. So they'll just.
Well, so what I learned was, because like I was at the same time, like I would make them really good stuff. Like I'm not gonna like make it terrible. Like it was like super curated. But then what I learned just over this school year, I was like, oh, they weren't doing anything proactively to eat healthy if I didn't prepackage it for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just like, all right, well, you didn't make anything? All right, well, whatever crap is around me, I will eat. And I'm like, all right, I probably can't just do everything health like for their food. Otherwise, they'll never develop the skill.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, I do.
So, lesson learned. Because then that's when you wake up, you're like, and then you're frustrated because you feel like you spent all this time since they were babies making their stuff, you know, like, especially for our generation. I mean, we were probably, you know, like, I mean, we were making food for the kids, you know, boiling it, blending it, freezing it, you know what I mean? Like, and so, and then you just like, you pick your head up and you're like, man, well, they're like, they love McDonald's and Cheetos and it's so frustrating. But then you realize you're like, oh, they never actually really learned how to eat healthy because it was me. I was, you know, we were as parents doing everything. So.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a lot.
So out of all of those, it sounds like I feel like you still lean towards the stricter side.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I think
For what people would say, like outside and
see, I was going to say most people would say I'm not strict.
from people that know that. Okay.
So like if you were to look, like if you were to observe like my parenting, I guess, like I do wonder if I have enough rules. You know what I mean? Like, because I'll watch like other kids and other parents and I'm like, like, do I have, like, I wonder if I have enough rules.
Okay.
Like sometimes how my kids talk to me, how they talk, like just how they express themselves. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, am I too, like the other day, for example, I came downstairs and Callie was like, Dad, look. And I was like, what? And she just went like this. It's like, and I was like, what did you learn that from? And she's like, it means fuck. And I was like, and then Eli was like, it means fuck you. And she's like, yeah. And then they just started laughing and they run away. And I'm like, I texted her. I was like, should I have done something? Like, what should I have done as a parent in that scenario?
My kids just said, fuck me.
But I don't know.
They didn't. But they did.
They didn't.
They didn't. But
They didn't.
But she did.
But she did.
Because she pointed at
She
what
did.
she didn't.
But for me, like where I get worried, because see, that's where for me, I'm like, personally, that's where I think parents think I'm not strict enough. Is with that, I don't care. Where I feel like maybe I'm strict is that I start to get worried. I won't do anything, but I'll be like, is she gonna do that at school? What is she gonna think if she, you know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, then the parents see us and the way we look like, and my kids act, you know, your brain starts going a mile, and then whatever I choose to make a priority, that's when somebody might, that's where my strictness, I guess, would start to begin, is whatever shit I'm trying to manage. You know what I mean? In that cloud of anxiety, I guess.
Yeah. That makes sense.
How about you? Would you consider yourself strict or not strict?
No, definitely strict. I reposted that and tagged my oldest son in it. In my stories.
And then, so what were your 3 areas? You said, so there's education,
social,
health.
Yeah, health and nutrition, and then there's one more.
You know what we should do it by? Our 3 core desires: health, wealth, and relationships. Are you strict with things that determine their health, things that determine their prosperity, things that determine their relationships?
Okay. That's a little more overarching and you can break them down.
Yeah.
With their health, yeah, I've always been like I went like vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. And they had to do the journeys. They did it all with me. Like, my oldest calls it like the dark days. Like, because I was, and it was more about, for me, it's like, I still feel that way. Like, to your point, yes, they like Cheetos, they like candy, they like McDonald's. In our culture, capitalism, they push it on. It's like drugs and they know it. And so I feel like it's like an attack on kids in a way, to turn into like addicted adults. and we know that shit is not real food. So for me, coming into that generation, watching those like Food Inc. documentaries and shit on Netflix, I went hard. Like I was like, oh no, like y'all not about to get. It was like a defense thing. Like my family's not getting cancer from your shit. Like
okay, so let's go ahead and do this, because I feel like answering this, like if I say something, if I say I'm strict, 'cause maybe this is why I'm having a hard time, because what do you consider strict when it comes to managing their food? Because like hearing you talk about, I'm like, damn, you might be more concerned here than I am. Then I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the reason why I say I'm strict is because I know that I am, but then also it's validated from the outside. Like you said, people don't say you are. People like people call me and my wife like helicopter parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've been called like over like. And if you ask especially my oldest, he'll be like, "Oh yeah," you know. But so that's what. But I know because my mom was. So I'm like chip off the old block a bit, but I took it to like a different. I am, but different. My mom was strict, but for different ways and different reasons. Mine is more. It's different. So with the health thing, I was like, yeah, they couldn't like my youngest just had like what you would call like secular candy. He had like Whole Foods candy. When Whole Foods was Whole Foods, don't really count. It would be like shit that was really made from like cane sugar and a little bit of tapioca to make it have food coloring. It wasn't real. It was like jelly beans and shit like that. He didn't have like a Snicker bar or a Skittle until he was like 11 or 10 years old or some shit. I don't think he still had McDonald's. Okay. Like, it's because I'm just like, you better never eat.
Yeah, I'm definitely not strict then for food.
Yeah. But now my oldest, like I'll see his Apple Cash because it's connected. It'll be like ping, and he's at McDonald's with his friends. So, but that's what it was for me. It was like it was kind of like me as a parent. Like in my house, as long as you're here, we gonna eat like this. If you decide, you know, and he's still in my house, but you know, he's 18 now. He just turned 18 yesterday. Happy birthday, Carter.
18. No, that means.
Wow. I mean. It's the 18-year-old. You went back to your 18-year-old brain right there.
I
That's
did.
So true.
You're welcome.
It's true.
Yeah, it is.
That's that and like drugs, alcohol.
I'm not strict.
All the things.
I'm not strict. Don't worry, Carter.
Yeah, the health. But yeah, but still at home, like he he eats that McDonald's. He don't bring the bag home. He don't bring like.
Yeah, no.
Like, nope.
Definitely not.